So what I'm going to be making today is a flank steak roll-up, or some people call them pinwheels. I've tried this dish out a few times. Every time I do it, everyone loves it. All right, so what we have here is about a cup and a half of white chopped onion. You can use yellow if you like. I just like the taste of white myself. I've also got about 2 cups of chopped baby portobello mushrooms and 2 cloves of garlic. I minced them pretty fine. And then I've got a handful and a half of baby spinach. We're also going to be grilling up some eggplant today, and I'm going to grill a little bit of bread for the side. Okay, so I almost forgot to add in a couple of ingredients. What we've got here is about a half a pound of Munster cheese. You can use Munster, you can use provolone. I've done it with smoked provolone, and that is amazing. We also have a half pound of sliced smoked chicken breast. You'll see where these fit into the recipe, but I just want to make sure that we got them in there. Next, I've got a decent size flank steak. I went ahead and hammered it out on both sides and then salt and peppered both sides. All right, so now I'm going to come and light up the grill. And it's a push and a turn. The piezo igniter lights itself, so you don't have to worry about stick lighters or anything like that. It'll take just a few minutes to warm up. And while it's warming up, I'm going to grab my paper towel, a little bit of olive oil, and we're just going to spread that around the grill surface just so that nothing sticks to it. There we go. All right, it's been about a minute now. I'm getting some smoke coming off it. I'm going to put my hand over and I can feel that it's nice and warm. It's perfect for us. First thing I'm going to do is dump in our onion. And I'm going to go ahead and dump in the garlic with that. I'm just going to kind of toss this around a little bit. We're going to wait until it gets almost clear, and then we're going to dump in the mushrooms on top of it and get those mushrooms going. So this should only take a few minutes. After we get done doing this, we'll add in the spinach and kind of reduce it down, and then we take it and set it off to the side and let it cool off a bit. At that time, we'll prepare our flank steak with the cheese and with the chicken, and we'll add this mixture on top, and then we'll roll it up, cut it, and get it back onto the grill. And what I'm using is a hardwood wooden flat spoon or spatula. It's a great tool. I use it. I use the metal spatula a lot. Those are kind of my go-to tools. Either one is okay to use on the wok. I just wouldn't recommend using any type of plastic or rubber utensils on it. The temperature of the wok can reach 750 degrees with the outside ring being cooler, and it'll get up to 500 to 550 degrees, which is quite hot. It's great for searing steaks, and that's why I love it for this dish in particular. So now we've let those onions cook on there for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add the mushroom. After I add that mushroom, I'm going to sprinkle it with a little bit of salt. Just give it a little bit of flavor there. And we're going to let that cook down for a little bit. Now, as you can see, the surface of the grill, nothing's sticking to it. And that's because of the seasoning. Now, our grill surface or our wok surface, it's carbon steel, but you treat it like a brand new cast iron skillet. And where you'll season it like you do season the cast iron skillet, and then you treat it like that afterwards as far as your cleaning, your cleanup, your storage, all of that things. You'll need to keep the surface of it oiled, but the season creates a natural non-stick surface, which is a heck of a lot healthier than some of the Teflon coatings that they're putting on pots and pans nowadays. Now, a lot of people ask me, hey, what happens, I got a brand new wok and I left it out in the rain or something like that, and it's got a little bit of rust on it. I say, you know, no problem. You take the Twok scrubber or some other type of scrub brush, and you scrub that rust off, oil it down, re-season it, and it's ready to go. It's really hard to damage our Twok to the point where, you know, you'd have to go out and buy a new one. I mean, this thing will last probably longer than I will last. All right, that's looking real nice. The mushrooms are starting to really get soft. And so I think it's time for us to put on that spinach. Now we're just going to toss this spinach right here in the center. And we'll let the steam from the onions, the steam from the mushrooms kind of wilt and cook that spinach up. The whole time I've got this setting, I think I've got it on high. I kind of typically cook, you know, in between high and medium. You know, there are 4 different temperature ranges on the wok, but for what we're doing today, we want, you know, real high heat for the sauteing. But it will adjust down to a low or even a low simmer. So in case you're doing some sort of liquid dish, if you're doing chili or you know, a gumbo or anything like that, a pasta dish that you wanted to simmer, you can all do that on here. Just adjust it down to low and you know, put it on simmer. All right, that looks great. The spinach really has started to wilt up. All those flavors are kind of mixing together, making a really great filling for this flank steak. Now, like I said, what we're going to do, I think it's just about ready. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the grill. I'm going to let it cool down a little bit. I'm going to put it into another container and then finish preparing our flank steak, and then we'll get back to the grill. All right, so now that our mixture's cooled down a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and build up this flank steak. I've got my my chicken. I'm just going to kind of lay it out. And it doesn't have to cover the whole thing. I just kind of lay it out wherever. Every bite's going to have some. Next, I'm going to take this mixture that we had just done. We're going to put that all over the steak. And I got to tell you, it smells wonderful from where I'm at right now. You can really smell that garlic and those mushrooms come together quite well. All right, that looks about even. Finish that up. Next, we'll take this provolone, or I'm sorry, we're using Munster today. We'll take this Munster cheese. And if you've never used Munster cheese, I really recommend that you try it. It's a great, really good cheese. I love it. I like using it on burgers and all kinds of things. So it's real simple to roll it up. Just going to take this edge right here and give it a nice tight roll, making sure you're not losing your cheese or any of your other toppings. Just keep rolling it up, and it should kind of look like a tenderloin when it's done, a full tenderloin. And then what I do. All right, so now we've got it rolled up. I'm going to kind of find where that flap is, make sure that we've got enough of it, and I'm just going to send my wooden skewers through it. And what I'm doing is I'm spacing them out so that in between my cuts, I'll end up with about just over an inch fillet. So I'll cut here, and this section right here will be one fillet, and so on all the way down. So let me just finish up skewering this guy real quick, and then we'll cut it. We'll get our eggplant brushed with some olive oil. We'll get our bread brushed with some olive oil, and then we're going to go back to the grill with it. All right, and I'm just going to sacrifice this. I'll probably cut it, cook it later for myself. But for the rest of these, like I said, we're just going to cut them like you would any other fillet. And as you can see, once I trim these skewers on either side, what I end up with is a nice pinwheel, or what I like to call is a flank steak roll up. Those will go right onto the grill and they're tasty. All right, we got the grill heated back up. I'm gonna real quick take my paper towel and some olive oil and just wipe it down one more time. And then I'm going straight to the grill with these pinwheels. Now we'll wait for the bread and the eggplant. We'll get these guys started, get them flipped over, and then we'll get to them. So as you can see, the wok, it's a 22-inch wok. It'll hold about a gallon of liquid, or a gallon of liquid that you could easily cook with. It'll actually hold more than that, but I don't suggest it. And it fits a lot of food. You'll see that I'm going to have these 5 steaks on here. I'll have the bread, I'll have the eggplant. They'll all be going all at the same time. They'll all finish at the same time. But you can fit, a whole 10-pound package of chicken breasts on here, no problem. You can do, 6 or 7. I think last week I did 8 different steaks, all different cuts between ribeyes and fillets and New York strips. And the cool thing is that you've got different temperature zones. So closer towards the center, you're going to have it much hotter than out towards the edges. So if someone wants theirs medium rare versus medium, or God forbid they want it well done, you can accommodate all those things and make sure that all the steaks come off the grill at the same time so everyone gets to eat together. Another really nice aspect of the Twok is the fact that the grill, the wok comes off. And if you couple that with our Twok trivet, you put the trivet on the table, you take whatever you're cooking, you pull the whole thing off, set it in the center of the table, and you're able to serve right off of it. It's quite the conversation piece at that point. So let's let these cook a little bit, and we'll come back here in a second and give them a flip and then get everything else on the grill. All right, so we're gonna come over here and check these steaks and go ahead and give this one a flip. And yeah, that looks great. We'll come over and get the next one. And that's kind of how they should look, nice and seared. Ooh. And this flank steak, it's okay, to have it medium rare in the center, just like you like it. Just to give them a little bit of a season. There we go. Those will be good. And here's that seasonal. Just kind of shake it up a bit and give it a little bit of a sprinkle on top. And you can, season it with whatever you want. You might not like, it's spicy. I kind of always like a little bit of spice in anything that I eat. While that's finishing up, I'm going to brush some of this bread with olive oil. Get it ready for the grill. There we go. Need a little bit of more olive oil here. Go. Get these turned. I'm going to go ahead and turn them and then move them up a little bit. So like I said, I kind of like my steak a little bit of, I like it on the medium rare side, so I don't want to cook them too much, but there is still quite a bit of rareness on those steaks. The beauty, you get to cook all this stuff, the entire meal outside, and you don't have to mess up your kitchen at all. You can do your prep outside, bring you a cutting board and a roll of paper towels, and that's really all you need. Let's get this bread here. This is going to be one heck of a meal. You know, finish it up with a little bit of a side salad inside or something like that. You know, nice and healthy. All fresh ingredients. Can't beat it. These guys are looking great. You can see down there, I don't know if you can see it on camera, you can see that Munster cheese starting to melt and kind of ooze out. Let's check these. Oh yeah, those look great. Give that eggplant a little bit of a flip. And we'll season that side. There we go. A bit of olive oil. Put a little bit of that season on it, and I believe that's good to go. Give it a few more minutes, bread will be done. The eggplant will be done. I think the steaks are right there, right at being ready. So that's it. That's a real quick, really fancy kind of a flank steak dish. It's something that all your friends will enjoy. It's great any time of year. Well, I appreciate y'all watching. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, email me back. You can respond to the email, or you can email me direct at sean@twokgrill.com. I'm there all the time. I'm there to help. So again, I really appreciate you coming to the website. I thank you for signing up, and I look forward to seeing what y'all have to grill in the future. Thanks.
Weekday. Don't be surprised, don't be surprised.